What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday, and today is another day for Meg's Minutes. So I wanted to talk to everybody about today, about your monthly mortgage payment. It's a really fun topic, don't worry. No, I really wanted to talk more about just breaking down that payment and when you get pre-approved, and really making sure you understand what the language means and what it means when you get pre-approved for X amount of dollars, for $100,000. You really want to make sure that you're breaking down that payment and making sure that that monthly amount is what you're comfortable with. If you got approved for $500,000 and you're not quite sure what that looks like monthly, and it changes. Each house is going to have a different monthly payment because the four components, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Taxes is going to be the big one, and the principal are going to be different. So if it's $500,000 and that's your top of your budget, but the taxes are super high, it's going to be more likely than not that you're not going to really be comfortable with what that monthly payment looks like. And that's why it's super important to work with a lender that will be willing to run some numbers for you when you find a couple of houses that you really like. So we could really have a good idea going into it, but we want to make sure that you guys are comfortable. So understanding what that breakdown of that payment looks like. So if you get your pre-approval for $500,000 and you're not sure what that looks like monthly, definitely ask whoever approved you, first and foremost. And make sure that they're talking to your realtor. So if they're not talking to your realtor, if they're not communicating, that's also kind of a red flag, because your lender and your realtor need to communicate to make sure that your realtor doesn't steer you in the wrong direction, to make sure that they know what that payment looks like for you and that you're comfortable with that amount. So that is really another big piece that you need to have in your back pocket to make sure that your lender and your realtor are communicating consistently, not just when it's convenient. So, and this goes all the way towards my second episode on the podcast, and it also takes into consideration if you're looking for a condo or a townhouse. If you're looking for either one of those, there's going to be an additional payment called an HOA fee that comes out of your budget monthly, and that just, adds to another piece that could be anywhere from $50, and I've seen it all the way up to $500. So it all depends on what you're looking at. So we talk about that also on episode 11. So episode 2 and episode 11 of the Homeownership Decoded podcast, we talk about both of these things. And it's really important. You need to know what you're paying and what those little monthly, it's not just you're paying $500,000 in this year. It's like you need to understand what's coming out of your bank account every single month, and is your household comfortable with that number? And that is the bottom line. That is the most important piece of that pre-approval in looking for a house. So today's Meg's Minute, all about that monthly payment and really how to break it down, and to go over to the podcast and listen to episode 2 and 11, and you'll get all the information you need. So thanks so much, and I'll see you next Monday.